So the other day I had the crazy idea to make butter chicken, but instead of using heavy cream to make it all nice and creamy, substitute it with white beans. Because other than the cream, I feel like butter chicken is healthy. It's just like tomato sauce and chicken and spices. But once you add heavy cream, it adds a lot of calories and fat into the meal. And I've been seeing a lot of videos from this girl, I think her name is Nicole Svensson, where she only spends like $300 for groceries for the month. And she uses beans in a lot of her dishes to kind of like substitute, add more protein, make things more creamy. So I was like, why don't we try it and see if it works out? I have my marinated chicken right here. The recipe that I always follow is from Recipe Tin Eats. So basically just need the spiced chicken, and then you need tomato sauce and heavy cream for the sauce. So we're gonna fry this up and follow the recipe, basically just switch out the heavy cream for the beans, but blend them obviously. When I mentioned that I wanted to try this, some of you guys said that Meribian actually has a butter chicken recipe with beans in the sauce, which I love her recipe. So I went and checked it out, but she does still use cream. She just basically adds beans to have more fiber in the meal. So I really want to try it with only beans and no cream. Like if I need to add something like a liquid to make it more thin, then I'll add like milk. I'm gonna add some ghee in my pan. Chicken. Okay, so I have my chicken cooking, and I'm also making the rice. Now I'm gonna do the whole sauce situation. So I'm gonna rinse out my beans first. I probably should not have doubled the recipe when I'm experimenting today, but I really do not want to cook tomorrow because I have a little bit of a busy day. So the recipe calls for 1 cup of tomato sauce. I'm doubling the recipe, so I need 2 cups, which is like a little bit more than this, but I think this will do. I do have more, but I think I'll just start out with what's in the can. I think I'm going to start out with half the can. I'm also just now realizing I didn't really dry off my chicken that well before seasoning it, so there's a little bit too much water in there. That might work out in my favor because I'm gonna probably need to thin this down with the beans. Need about 2.5 teaspoons of salt, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1, 2. So something I forgot to add was some powdered cardamom. This recipe doesn't call for any cardamom, but I always find that it's like missing that little bit of cardamom. Let's blend this up. Bismillah. Okay, that blended so smoothly. Okay, my chicken is almost cooked through, so I'm gonna add this. And like I said, there's a lot of liquid in here, but I think it's gonna work out in my favor because we need this to be thinned down a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna let that cook down a little bit, but it's definitely missing something white because the sauce is not getting to that orange color that the cream gives. So I think I'm gonna blend up some cottage cheese instead of cream. I know that sounds crazy, but I have a feeling it's gonna work. This is some dry curd cottage cheese, so it's gonna be even thicker than regular cottage cheese.